Alrighty, this is the Ontario Police repeatedly flying over the top of my head again, doing so at what is 11:59 p.m. These are demons that are engaging in very foolish criminal activity and they're scared to death. This is a combination of that. Impunity, malice, and mental illness combined with what is corrupt law enforcement is the formula that threatens American society. These are murderers and kidnappers, and they're also violent sex offenders. That's why they're at ARCO, where they're very fearful because I'm going to go publish this video while they're engaged in terrorism, and it's putting Mike Lorenz in prison. Because that's what the conviction for terrorism in the U.S., for gang stalkers that are calling themselves police chiefs, they're going to prison. That's what is relevant. And it's also light activity, criminal facilitation with the population of demons who you know are stalking with impossible light while they're engaged in federal stalking with that demon that goes to ARCO, where I routinely use the Wi-Fi, and that agency is stalking me by helicopter, going over there while they're communicating a threat. I'm going to go put it on the internet, and I'm going to put this threat on the internet, the threat that they just engaged in flying over my head repeatedly. That's criminal summoning. Remember when they're circling around a building? And because they claim that they're looking for somebody and they're engaged in investigation, that's what terrorists believe is going to govern. Terrorists are going to prison. Okay, this is P.O.C. It is currently 12 a.m. and this is the entity that's gang stalking. Let me show you how you know. This is one shadow here. Here's another shadow here. Here's another shadow here. That's called relevant positioning, light activity. And that's a demon at Starbucks stalking with what is light activity in the path. That's what St. Nick's was doing. The demon is flying in helicopter. I took pictures before I captured video. So this demon is engaged in what is stalking, bucket and crawfish, 602A North Euclid Avenue. The entity is flying, stalking, staying at a distance over there, still stalking. And you're not going to engage in conspicuous stalking, even in a helicopter right in front of my face. I take pictures of it. Minutes later, you're still over here circling around, stalking. The moment that I start recording video, that's when that demon comes over and flies over the top of my head. Then you're looking at the demon have a public crash out. Okay. Then he starts flying in circles all around, turning on the spotlight. Do you know what that spotlight is? It's light activity, and they're doing it under the fake moon. Okay, the fake moon that's over me, not over anybody else. And it's also in the specific environment, and the entity is gang stalking at ARCO, which you already know. The Ontario Police Department are full of terrorists, and the world is witnessing the prosecution and the exposure of the Nephilim who are engaged in surveillance in the United States. This is P.O.C. Those demons are going to prison. So is the demon that's in the helicopter. And this is the pattern of conduct practiced by the Ontario Police Department that are being disbanded. And it's the prosecution for terrorism of terrorist leaders, not a police chief. And that proper identification is going to be proven in a federal criminal case. Conspiring my murder is what the Ontario Police Department has been engaged in, and this is the prosecution of that. This is P.O.C. This is under all circumstances the same documentation of stalking that this agency has been engaged in for years. Repeatedly kidnapping while having no probable cause warrant, and I have committed no criminal acts, while they also defame my character. They're going to prison as the psychopaths that they are. P.O.C.